Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all, here's another flashback. This one features Tron. I am currently in the process of redoing all of my videos so that I can meet the YouTube guidelines. Guys, thank you so much for the support. Be sure to leave me a comment. Hit that like button. Replay gang gang. Y'all know I love y'all. And to all of my subscribers, new subscribers, welcome to the channel. All my OGs, y'all know what it is. Big up yourself. We there. We in the building. You understand me? The channel is almost at 1,000 subscribers, y'all. I am so excited. Thank you again for all your continued support.
I hope that's them all need.
Already. Hey, man, we finna get it in, dog.
You already know. Hey, Grand Rising, man. We damn vibing.
Man.
And my man's tribing.
Already. Man, shit, I just been handling business, you feel what I'm saying? I've been seeing everything, bro. I've been sitting back and observing, you feel me?
Man, what you been seeing, bro? You gotta put me up on game.
Man, shit, you already know, dog. I've been seeing all kinds of things, dog, man.
Let's talk about it. It's the rising vibes, man. Peace and healing, everybody in the chat.
Yeah, man. Like, honestly, what I've been seeing lately is very crazy because, man, I've just been like in my own space. Like, I remember we had a build a while ago, probably like 3 or 4 months ago. We were talking about, masculine and feminine energy and how.
Okay, y'all. So the guy at the top, he goes by Chief Why Not. He has a tribe apparently, but he was also a part of the tribe in Puerto Rico. Y'all remember when Nature Boy went to that house to bust in to try to see baby Eliana? He was a part of that tribe.
Like, for the gods, you have to have somebody that's not combative, especially in relationships, And,
right.
I can just see, like, I can see certain behaviors in women, you know what I'm saying? Even just the women I'm dealing with, certain women I'm dealing with, like, if you are too masculine of a woman, it's not going to work. And people be like,
it ain't gonna work.
People be like, oh, you have to have a masculine enough man to break that woman. That ain't ever going to happen because the reality is that you can't, the spirit of a masculine ass woman, it's not going to just be broken like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to beat the shit out of her. And that's not, what? Like, we ain't.
Did Tron, a.k.a. Hum Kanum, just say, oh, his name now is Hum Kanum, y'all. But did he just say that he would have to beat the crap out of a masculine woman in order to get her in line or something? Where's this okay, let's listen, y'all. Let's just listen.
Even trying to do all that. You feel me? Like,
man, real talk shit. Like, as an alpha female ain't finna put up with no masculine women. That shit gonna run. Hey, like, for real, like, alpha male, you feel me? An alpha male need a divine feminine goddess, you feel me? Someone that's soft spoken, the total opposite of him for that balance. If both of y'all masculine, like, it's gonna be contention all day. Like, it ain't gonna be no peace.
there ain't never gonna be no peace. And it's like, if you do, like, it's like you have to be, and like, I'm logical as hell. So like, if you do get a girl that be masculine like that, you gotta be like, you try to like bring yourself down, and you can't bring yourself down when you a motherfucker who you are, nigga. Like, you got alpha energy, you got that energy, like, it just can't be knocked off. Like, you can try, but the reality is, there's always gonna be conflict because the nigga ain't gonna not say some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that dude in a relationship where I could just be with someone and not point something out and not say something. Like, there's many relationships where they're only successful just because the nigga ain't speaking up. He's just allowing a woman to do whatever, say whatever, be whatever. Like, nah, bro. Like,
that's beta shit, man. And another beta, it's a lot of beta shit out here. But look though, like, most women, I would say out of 100%, at least 80, like, I would say like 75% or 80% of the women, you feel me, they want a beta male. They don't want an alpha. They want a nigga that's going yes man them to death. You feel me? That's going, you feel me? Like, because these women is aggressive and they masculine, G. Especially out here, bitches be gang banging and shit. Like, Man, I tried to build with a little decent ass red bone chick, man, not too long ago. You feel me? I scoop her up. First, she get dead in the car, bro, on the phone. Loud as hell. Yeah, she was talking about you, and I was right there. And she was like, don't believe her cousin. I'm going to beat that bitch ass later on tonight. Watch this, woo, this. I'm like, soon as she get in the car, she just going crazy. I'm like, hold on, where you finna go, shorty? I'm finna drop you right back off, G, because I ain't on none of that shit.
For real.
On phone, like, she was like, wow, what happened? I'm like, I gotta do something, G. Like, where you finna go? Like, yeah, like she threw me all the way off, and the little chick was cold blooded.
Right.
Like bad, but like hell no. The energy that came with her, I'm straight. I'm good.
Yo, that's real. And you know what it is too? Like some women be lacking the awareness of how compassionate and how patient niggas can be. Like, yo, like I had a girl that just flipped the script. It was like she didn't understand like that I was being compassionate. Like I show compassion like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But like if you show too much compassion, you have too much patience, and like you're dealing with a masculine woman, she gonna think you weak, or she gonna try to like flip that on you. You know what I'm saying? Like she gonna try to think that you like, and nigga, that's not what the fuck it is. Actually, I'm having patience dealing with your ass because now, like you said, 90% of the women that are out here today, 80%, a lot of them are so masculine. So like you do kind of have to like, you know what I'm saying, play as you can by ear, because not all of them are gonna show that. You know, there's alpha women that are more introverted, and there's alpha women that are more extroverted. So it's like the more time you spend around them, then you really gonna get to see their character and their behavior. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, the goddess say, so how is an alpha female supposed to act, or they don't exist? Alpha females do exist, but I would say a true alpha female, you feel me, submits to the alpha male.
Mm-hmm.
And she.
Now, I don't see any problem with a woman being submissive towards her man. What I do take issue with is if a man, you know, he ain't got sugar, honey, iced tea, if you get what I'm saying, and he wants you to submit. Who wants to submit to a whole bum out here? Nobody.
And so when we say submit, you feel me, a true alpha female or goddess gonna submit to the divine masculine. You feel me? Because submission meaning, you know, to turn in. Like if I submit my paperwork, turn in, you feel me? Submit. Not meaning like she's inferior and the man is superior. No, but a real goddess, an alpha goddess, divine feminine, she submits to the alpha male out of respect. You feel me? And the alpha male gives her the utmost respect and protection. You feel me? So an alpha female is going to submit naturally to the alpha male. You feel me? Like real talk.
True. And that's what it is, man. But a lot of like, and then another thing is like getting out of the ego, like a lot of, and I'll say this, a lot of the alpha women out there, like if they had, you know what I'm saying, proper guidance, and they were able to get like some of them, there's some good women out there, you know what I'm saying, that may have that alpha energy that just need like, you know, to work on themselves, because a lot of them have like real big inflated egos. And when you got an ego that's real big, you can't even see your own shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like every single time someone trying to tell you something about yourself, it's like, oh, you gaslighting me, or, oh, you put me on blast, or, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third. Like your inability to see that, you know what I'm saying, and really digest it, not just with your words, be like, oh yeah, and then go about your day. Like, so man, I've been dealing with some tricksters, man. Some women will like try to be like they admitting, like they understand what you're saying just for the moment, so they don't have to deal with, you know what I'm saying, you talking about that shit, you feel what I'm saying? And then later on, you know what I'm saying, they ain't really, deep down, they ain't accepting it. You know what I'm saying? Deep down, they don't really fuck with that. They just saying it in the moment so they can get past the conversation. So it's like, you got to be very careful about who you pick, whether it be a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? Relationships is very key. That's why back in ancient times, we had courting periods. And these courting periods, it consisted of 90 days when you're actually with someone, not 90 days of just like talking back and forth through text, or, you know, calling each other up on the phone every once in a while and going out to eat every once in a while. No, I'm talking about living with that person, actually seeing that person's habits. Do they clean up after themselves? Are they a clean person? You know what I'm saying? What do they really got going on? That's when you're really going to be able to see the behavior and really understand whether you're going to connect or not. You got to live with them. Yep. You feel me? So, you know, that's a lot a lot. That's a big thing. A lot of people ain't like, even like with myself in the past, of not properly courting. Like, you have to live with that person. You ain't really ever gonna get to know someone until you live with them, and that's just straight facts. Like, I learned that throughout my whole life of just dealing with certain people, and the more time you spend around a motherfucker, is the more time you're really gonna see that character of who that person is, and whether you guys are even gonna be able to rock with each other. Nigga, you may just have bad chemistry. Y'all might not even rock with each other because you guys got bad chemistry. Niggas ain't rocking with each other. That's just how it is. And rather than making it seem like it's that person's fault or the other person's fault, different relationships and different people will bring out certain characteristics and different traits out of each other. But a master, this is the difference. A master already understands, themselves. They already understand. They've been with enough women, or they've been with enough men. Not like you should be with a lot of men, but they've dealt with enough people that they know what traits and what characteristics can be brought out of them. You feel what I'm saying? So when you're a master, you already are familiar with that stuff. So it's not new to you when you're dealing with somebody. You feel?
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
It's like they got enough experience already. They should know better.
Exactly. That's the difference. Yep. And sometimes when you're a master too, and you have that ability, then this is where you can do things like having patience and compassion for people, and you can see things beyond where other people see things. Some people are so stuck in a certain level of consciousness thinking about the way of a relationship or how they're perceiving a relationship. But when you're a master, you can see things beyond that, because you know that when people get over their ego tripping and when they get over their own little, whatever they got going on within their inability to see certain things within themselves, when they get past that, you're going to see a whole different person. It's going to be a 360 flip, or I guess you would say a 180 flip. A whole different side of a motherfucker is going to pop out when they choose to, become more agreeable, and they become acknowledging the things they have to work on inside of themselves. So that's the difference when you're dealing with a master. So that's why I can have patience, but you got to be careful about who you give your patience to. Now, I say this, the best magician trick that you can have is self-preservation. Self-preservation is the best magician's trick that you can have dealing with people in life. Because what it does is it actually protects you, and it allows the person that's dealing with you to only get a certain aspect of you. It takes a person to really make a real mental connection with you to get the best of you. You feel what I'm saying? So that way, if someone goes and flip-flops on you and tries to go tell the world about who you are, the reality is that you didn't get the best of who I am, because you never even made an actual strong connection with me in the first place. You feel me? So, for real.
Yeah, that's a fact. My bad, bro.
Now you good? Yeah. So that's a deep thing, man. I encourage everyone to,
say that last part again. Just the last part. I missed the last part, bro.
Oh yeah. The last part of what I was saying is just on repeat is like self-preservation is like the best. That's the best magician's trick that you can have. And the reason why I say self-preservation, there's been a lot of masters that have came to this earth, a lot of masters. And the one trick that's always used by the masters is self-preservation, meaning that when you deal with people, you have to preserve who you really are on the inside, because some people that come into your life, they're coming into your life for certain things. Sometimes it's sex, sometimes it's money, sometimes it's just to feed off your energy. There's all kinds of different reasons why people will come into your life. But when you preserve yourself, that allows the other person to have to they have to either make a strong connection with you. But if they aren't making that strong connection, and you realize with whoever you're dealing with that there's more conflict and friction than there actually is with the person making an effort to make a connection with you, then your self-preservation is going to win in the end, because 9 times out of 10, those kind of people, whether they do it publicly or whether they do it in silent, talking to their homies or their friends or whoever, they're going to flip the narrative of how they saw you and they're going to try to tell the world about you, whether it be privately or online. And why you preserve yourself is because that way, when the people say, oh, this is who this person was, well, that's not really who I was, because the people that make the strong connections with me are going to get the best of me.
All right, y'all. So Tron, a.k.a. Whom Kanoom, that's his new name, Whom Kanoom, is, you know, trying to explain that if the people who will get closest to him get the best out of him. That's normal. That's natural. I would say I agree with that.
You feel what I'm saying? And if you ain't get there to make a strong connection with me, then you ain't ever going to see me for who I am and get the best of me, because you only going to get what you were dishing out. I ain't going to give you who I am. I'm going to give you who you are. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. It's all about balance, shit. It's all about balance, Joe. Shit. Motherfucker definitely diving deep early, G. Man, shout out to all the alpha mans out there, man. The alpha mans, you feel me? The divine masculine walking in their righteous path, you feel me? Standing 10 toes down, you know, shit. Overcoming all obstacles thrown their way, you know, and just standing on their shit, man. Like salute to y'all. There's too many beta males out here, Joe. Like, real talk, like, niggas will be on a whole journey and let somebody else influence their mind. That's some beta shit, man. Alpha minds, man, we strong-minded. You know, we standing 10 toes concrete down for what we know. Not believe, for what we know, though. Can't nobody change those. If motherfuckers know some shit and they let motherfuckers change their mind from what they know, they beta. Real talk.
That's true. Absolute. That's why you just gotta stay in your truth, man. That's why I like what you always be saying. You be like, we only need truth, and that's true, man. Truth is truth, whether you want to hear that truth or not. Truth is always truth, you know. Right. And that's why I'm quick to. I'm glad I am who I am, because I always look back on everything that I ever did. I always did people right. You know what I'm saying? I always show compassion. You feel what I'm saying? I treat people nice. You know what I'm saying? I ain't out here just wilding on people. Like, I have a good repertoire. Because I'm a nice dude. I'm a good dude. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I keep that, because there's no medium for me. Like, I'm not that type of niggas that have like the little on and off switch where you can be like, where you can be in the middle. Like, there's no middle. I'm not a thermostat. You feel what I'm saying? It's either going to be all the way this way or all the way that way. And that's something I had to deal with myself as a young kid. I learned that. You feel me?
Definitely. Yeah. Just, you know, when we become gods, meaning, you know, once we receive divine knowledge of self, that's what make us God. You know, we got to stick to the G code. And one of the G codes, the G code ain't the gangster code, because we ain't in the streets no more. You know, shit, we on the spiritual path. So the G code is the God code. We got to stick to the God code, which is the G code. And it's many of them, but, you know, just a few of them, you know, when you become a God, it ain't what's done to you, it's how you respond. You know, because gods have mercy on babies and fools. So a lot of motherfuckers be like foolish trying to test you, you know, shit, or child-minded shit. Grown ass niggas trying to test you, knowing your power. They gotta be a fool, and you know, God have mercy on babies and fools. So that's one of the G codes, man. I gotta start, like, you know, implementing. Also, you know, when it comes to the G code, the God code, you know, keeping your intentions pure. As long as we keep our intentions pure, no matter what we do, you feel me? Wear our heart on our sleeve, you feel me? No fake shit, no hidden agendas, none of that weird shit. Man, we good. You know, this is my perfect balance, like, you feel me? Keeping your intentions pure, because a lot of people out here, you feel me? Intentions fucked up. They got ulterior motives. Too many people like that, you know, you can't even really see who's real and who's fake.
So the guy at the top, like I said earlier, he goes by Chief Why Not? And I like his accent. He's actually from Chicago. I love when he says Joe.
You feel me?
Man, you hit it right on the knot. That's why I deal with people the way I deal with them.
Motherfuckers wearing camouflage around this motherfucker. They blending in.
Man, you're 100% right about that. God damn. That's why I treat people the way I treat them, because you really don't know who you're dealing with. Like, it's hard. It's hard to know who you're dealing with, because, man, people are just so engulfed, and people just don't. people just don't know, man. That's why I appreciate, you know, us as you know, them alpha gods, you know what I'm saying, them king gods, as Naaman would say. I like it because we do our research. You know, like what establishes and what makes a difference between a regular nigga and a master is someone that's done their homework. A master is someone that has truly gone to the depths and the essence of their own soul, where they have mastered and still mastering, but mastered certain parts of themselves to even be deified or even be claimed, self-proclaimed as a master. You feel what I'm saying? As far as like what you know. And then when you deal with other people, that's how it's gonna show. People gonna be like, oh yeah, that God over there, oh yeah, he a master. You can see it in the way he moves. He ain't gotta say I'm this, I'm that. No, look. You see how his movements is. He's mastered himself. That's why he's able to deal with people the way he's able to deal with them. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why you can never. That's why you got to see deeper into people, because you can get it twisted real quick. And that's why, you know, I say I always have to show that compassion, because like you said, we're not in the streets no more, so you can't just act like how we would act. You know what I'm saying? When the nigga talking sideways out their mouth.
The G code, the God code, it ain't the gangster code no more. So it's like you gotta walk all right. Man, I got off the gig and I seen, you know, look, one of my old students, he tagged me in a post. That shit I put on my story, and it's like, you know, I put him on blast yesterday. I'm like, Joe, that's some beta shit. Like, you know, shit. Like, you know, he started tapping in, and y'all can, you feel me, through me. You feel me? I'll be seeing him over there, you feel me? Y'all can is my God. I'm like, I wanted to tell him something like a long time ago, like, bro, you've been learning under me for almost a year, bro. Like, I ain't taught you, you feel me? Like, that's that, like how to be an alpha. Right. Like, that's some beta shit. You don't call no nigga your God. Especially a nigga that's teaching God is not him. It's some old Hebrew Israelite shit. Cause that's what he teach. You feel me? God is the Hebrew Israelite shit. He don't even say he God, but he got. You feel like I ain't even talking about his women, his goddesses, cause them his wives. You feel me, Joe? But at the same time, Lil Lamp, he just shocked me, disappointed me, Joe. I'm like, damn, G, like these niggas is betas. Like, you feel me? You think you dealing with like, you know, shit like stand up niggas, and whole time motherfuckers easily influenced.
Man, but that's real. That's why
it's like me and it's like us. You feel me? Like, you know, we students. You feel me? Of the master teacher, partner Baba Yanun. So you know, shit. We give him that honor and respect. You feel me? As the master teacher, because you feel me, we wouldn't be at this level of consciousness right now if it wasn't for him. So out of respect, that's the master teacher. But we ain't never saying, you feel me, Dr. Malachi Z. York is my God. You feel me? Now you got motherfuckers that's doing that, but they betas. You got motherfuckers that's worshiping the master teacher, but we the alphas. Ain't no motherfucking alpha talking about another man named God. So like that goes against divine knowledge of self.
Chief Why Not must have forgot that Tron, aka Hum Kanum, followed a man by the name of Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, and he did worship him as his Messiah. He did bow down to Eligio Bishop on many of occasions, and he did follow all of Eligio Bishop's directives while he was at that camp with him.
Because divine knowledge of self teaches you that you are God. So if I'm calling another nigga my God, that's contradicting divine knowledge of self.
Right. And the master teacher don't even that's the thing about it is the master teacher don't even say that. People be proclaiming certain things. The master teacher say, become like me, meaning like tap into your godhood. Like, you see me out here, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no reason why you can't be out here. And there shouldn't be no ego about it, because the master teacher is like, become likened to him, like become like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you need to do to become who you are. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not trying to turn you into me. I'm trying to turn you into you. I'm just a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? That's all he was saying. And that's why he always said, walk with me. When that motherfucker tell you to walk with me, just walk with me. It's like we're side by side. You're not ahead of me. I'm not ahead of you. We're walking together because we're going to the same destination. You know what I'm saying? So why do we need to, you know, that's the whole thing. And I think it went over people's heads because, you know, he was just, and that's crazy because I just made a video. It's funny you said that. I just made a video. I clipped it up where the master teacher said, he was talking about the Orishas or the Yoruba. And he was talking about how the Orishas and the Yoruba, in Yoruba, they were just beings, just like for me. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw that.
And they did.
Aduduwa.
Adudu.
Yep.
Exactly.
Aduduwa
Yes.
is the same as the main Orisha. You feel me? So
Exactly.
it's Obatala. Obatala and Aduduwa, you feel me? That's the same motherfucker. And you just reminded me that because of, man, I be forgetting so much shit, G, and then like I be grateful when, you know, like old shit be resurfacing, because it be like, yo, how the fuck I forget this? And everybody talking about the Orishas and shit, but let the master teacher would have been here, you feel me, motherfucker, you feel, would have been giving right knowledge on this shit.
Exactly. You feel me?
Like, and Uma told me he was he was on his way to you know, practicing that shit next. Cause you know, Uma, she initiated. She a
priestess.
Yeah, she a priestess.
Yeah, she was telling me about it because she was gonna she wanted to get me involved because she said she could put me on. See, the master teacher the reason why the master teacher was even going to go in that direction is because it's a school, just like he went to Christianity, just like he went to Muslim, it's a school of thought, so he can teach the truth about it. The master teacher, what makes the master teacher is that he'll go through every school and he'll uncover and be able to speak the truth about it. But in order to do that, you have to go into it, because if you're just doing it from the outside looking in, it can be very complicated for people to actually get the knowledge, and rather than you just going through the actual school. So when he went through Islam, when he was going through you know, all of the different religions, he was able to go in there and tactically, like a doctor, you know what I'm saying, dissect the truth from the lies and be able to give people the actual knowledge, so that you standing in truth.
Hell yeah, shit. Hell yeah, yep.
So you know, and I think that if you know,
yeah,
he was still here today.
That's what she practiced. Ifa.
Ifa, yep.
Yeah, shit. Yep. Ifa. But yeah, you gotta go into them, you feel me, to know firsthand. You gotta dive deep. You gotta dive head in, you feel me? Like it's like an ice bath. Ain't no getting in slowly. You gotta submerge your whole mind in whatever you're doing so you can get to the pinnacles of it.
Right. No, that's real. That's absolutely real. That's why, man, for me, like, I've been doing a lot of research lately because, you know, I was like all these other people out here, just wanted to get online and speak and, you know, get out there and be known. But like from my studies and just sitting back, you know what I'm saying? You got to observe masters to become a master. You feel what I'm saying? Like you got to, you know, study the greats and learn, you know what I'm saying? And really do research. So that's where my mind has been the last couple of days, because I see way too many people, even people that we know, they be out there and they be like, oh yeah, I'm smarter than all these niggas. Not that they boastfully be saying certain things, but it's like, what do you really be saying? And then some of the things that you be saying, it be like logical, logical fallacies, where you're saying something that sounds logical, but really has no truth or weight behind it. So you're just saying things that aren't really as deep. That's why the master teacher said there's two kinds of people. There's overachievers and underachievers. Overachievers are the ones that are going to go into depth and, you know, beneath the surface on information to really strive to find the truth. And then you have underachievers that are just going to be like surface with it. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really going to go into the depth of astrology. They might, you know, talk about astrology, but they ain't going to talk about the Dendora. They ain't going to talk about how there's 24 signs and not 12. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to talk about like the in-depth part, even when relating
real
to the
shit. What's up, Isaac?
You feel me?
Right. Yeah. Man, it's deep though, you know. Shit, that's what we here for. Why not love? Welcome back, Goddess. Peace, Goddess. Too fucking pretty. What up, sweetie? Where you been? But yeah, though, man, it's deep. Like, you know, it's like, man, Joe, this shit be cold blooded. We definitely gotta, you know, just, you know, stay on the path, man, like the righteous path. You know, shit. Like betas, we need beta males though, because they make alpha balance. They make good balance. You know, for the alphas, like everybody can't be an alpha male, so we need betas. Gotta come to terms with that. Like, damn, just be betas.
Man, that's just what it is, man. Because just like you need women, because women are gonna show you that you're a man every time. A woman's always gonna show you that you're a nigga. You know, that you're a man, not a nigga, but like you're a man. Like Because the reality is, especially alpha woman, because when you get around an alpha woman and she starts talking that shit, then you start talking that shit back. Because you like, nigga, you ain't about to just tell me what the fuck you think about me. Because, nigga, you ain't all the way right, you know?
Man, I used to go through that shit so much when, you know, in my teenage years and early 20s. It's like, I'm so past that, you feel? I just need a divine feminine goddess, you feel me? So it can be peace in the land. Like, I can't.
Right.
Like, for real.
No, that's real. That's what we need, dog. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I just been through, and I don't take. Listen,
I love women that support their man. You feel me? That stand behind their man, 10 toes down. Like, I love them type of women. Like,
right.
You know, them the type any man should die for. You feel me? Be willing to risk life for a woman like that. Like, real talk.
Yeah, that rock with him. Like, even through the disagreements, because the thing about it is, people are looking for like a relationship that's not going to be like, and I understand, like, I'm not going to say that there's not relationships that is straight toxic because you guys are arguing all damn day. It definitely shouldn't be that. But at the same time, it's like when you're dealing with a nigga, when you're dealing with a god, when you deal with a goddess, there has to first and foremost have to be balance. It has to be striving knowledge too. If you're with a man just for sex or you're looking for real sex from that man, if you're dealing with a master, that's the last thing you're going to get. Because a master has mastered the sexual parts of their body, their nature. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to operate the same way. Like, I have many women that come to me, and the way that they come to me is not on some like, yo, I want to be with you and like, you know, grow in knowledge and like, you know, apply that to my life. A lot of women come to me because they're just attracted to what I look like. You feel what I'm saying? Right. And then they're attracted to what I look like, and then when they get there, they're like, "Wait, why aren't you so sexual? Why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? Why aren't you like, you know, hopping in the pussy? Why aren't you?" It's because, nigga, I've done a lot of that. I've done enough to understand. Now I'm looking for more than that. I'm looking for someone to get into my mind, because if I share my DNA with you, I'm picking up your sturdy spirits, and I don't even think you at an intellectual. I don't even think you are at the intelligence level to even know what the damn 30 spirits are and how to cleanse your body, how to purge yourself. You talking this, that, and the third. But your energy and your spirits be going all wild. You know what I'm saying? One day I'm talking to this nigga, and the next day I'm talking to someone completely different, and you're the same person. Like, how you explain that? You know, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then people get...
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then these women, a lot of women got egos too, where they don't think they can learn anything, and they think they already know it all. So it's like when you try to tell them something, they just gonna say, "Oh, he gaslighting." Nigga, I'm not gaslighting. There's a fine line between gaslighting and then tell someone what the fuck it is when it's real. Like, that's why I don't really even like that term gaslighting anymore, because it's kind of like put a barrier in people or men even being able to like correct their woman when they're wrong. It's not gaslighting if I'm telling you something that's truthful. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're going to try to say that someone's gaslighting, and there are motherfuckers that gaslight. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. But there's often times in my situations that that's not the case, where I'm just actually telling you something based off my intelligence, you know?
Right.
Like,
yeah, I mean, definitely shit. I mean, like, you're right. I mean, a woman, it's a lot of, not even women, you know, a lot of, you know, women and men feel like they know everything. You can't teach them nothing. And like, off back, like, I could never be with a woman that I can't teach, because I'm the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I attract a lot of women, you know, that's in search of knowledge. You feel me? So it's like, I don't really attract women that you know, that know it all. You know, shout out to those women that know it all, but you know, it's somebody for them, and like, it's not gonna work. I fall in love with the women I'm teaching. Like, if you know everything, I know shit. It's like, I really ain't gonna be able to fall in love with you like that. I can love you, but I probably won't be able to fall in love with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real talk.
And that's like, you know what it is too? Some women want like certain characteristics and certain behaviors to be displayed before they actually, like, you know, have taken the time to make a connection with somebody. Like, if you're looking for a certain kind of man and you're dealing with a master, and you just like, looking for a certain kind of characteristic and you're not seeing that characteristic, if you're dealing with a master, there's a reason behind that. You feel what I'm saying? The reason why you ain't seeing the characteristic is because people know, people that are ascended, people that have, you know, taken the time to discipline themselves, they know about preservation.
She asking what you just had took. That's the that oil, right? What was that, fish oil?
No. It's that oregano oil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we take that oregano oil. Oregano oil is great for the body. It lubricates the body. A lot of people don't realize that your body is like a machine and it needs oil, just like your actual car needs oil. Your body needs oil. So we get these oils through like avocados and like, you know, fruit and vegetables and stuff like that. But if you're not eating a consistent amount of that, or if you're just in a dry environment, or just a lot of things, you know, you want to consume some type of dietary supplements to help balance out, you know what I'm saying, the lack of nutrition that we're not getting, you know what I'm saying, due to our poor eating habits. So for me, I just be taking oregano. Oregano is great to help lubricate the body, and it's a good oil. A lot of people will take the black seed oil too. I don't take black seed oil as much because a lot of people don't know that the production of black seeds and where they grow happens to be in areas where the water is kind of polluted from a lot of cyanide and like certain things of that nature. So, you know, that obviously gets taken on from the plants, just like rice. Rice can be like that too. So, but I'm vegan. So, I mean, I just go through a different phase, but that's why I took Goddess, the oregano oil. You can get it at Sprouts. It's simple.
So you don't eat meat, Kanu?
Nah, see, I haven't been eating meat for a minute, man. Since I was in carbonation last time when I had eaten some meat. Oh, no, that's a lie. I ate meat like maybe like 2 or 3 months after leaving carbonation. I was on the meat thing, and then I stopped taking meat because, for me personally, I'll say this: I have nothing against people that eat meat because it's not as crazy as people make it seem. There is a reason, like there's I would say a health reason, in my personal opinion, based off my research, that has to do with the consumption of meat and how that affects your body and even how you digest it. But I'll say this: certain people do need to eat meat.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy, and I love this book.
Because certain people have certain bloodlines that where their ancestors were consuming more amounts of meat than other people. So it can actually do you, cause a detriment to your body. You can actually get sick if you don't at least consume a little bit of meat if you have a certain type of blood, your blood type. But then it has an opposite effect on certain people that have ancestors that didn't eat meat. They weren't meat eaters. They were more plant-based eaters. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then again, you have to think about it in a spiritual aspect.
I think all our ancestors were meat eaters, though. Like all of them. Not even just some. I'm talking about all of them. Whether it was fish, chicken, bison, cow, whatever the case may be, wild boar, like our ancestors wasn't vegans. If they was vegans, they was forced to be a vegan because of vegetation was scarce due to the seasons and weather. So you feel me? But it's like it's deep though. Like man, from my understanding, like all our ancestors was like they ate meat though, like for real though.
I say this. I say that our ancestors definitely ate meat. I would say this though. I would say that at certain times, depending on what they were doing, this is what it was. Depending on what they were doing and what they were here for, not all of our ancestors, they might have started out eating meat or they might have ate meat, but then they might have converted to not eating meat for certain spiritual reasons. I would say for certain reasons of just getting to certain levels of being and, tapping into certain things. And the reason why I say this, let me make it clear. The reason why I say this is because you can actually enhance your ability to tap into certain spiritual powers, not all of them, because there's certain things you can do when you eat meat that, of course, taps into other things. But what I'm saying is there's certain spiritual practices that require the body to be cleansed, and also the body to not have a large or a large consumption or buildup of certain materials. So they would eat certain diets specifically in order for them to have access to certain abilities, extrasensory perceptors in their body, certain abilities from them not in certain people, certain bloodlines. Now, I'm not talking about all beings, I'm talking about certain beings. So there's like a certain group of beings, however small or big that percentage is, that would practice certain spiritual practices that wouldn't consume meat. Well, the reason why they wouldn't consume meat, though, is because you can tap into certain things. A lot like this. Let me explain it real quick. It's like if you guys have ever not eaten for a while or a period of time, sometimes you might hallucinate. Sometimes you go to that water, you might hallucinate. You might, tap into like some weird state of mind where you feel loopy. You feel what I'm saying? Where you feel like you're in and out of worlds, like you're conscious, but then you're in and out of consciousness of being in your awareness. Those states right there are actually perfect for certain practices that are needed to be able to perform certain rituals and to perform certain kinds of behavioral I would say, not behavioral, but I would say more abilities, you know what I'm saying, certain abilities that you can hone in and you can harness by being in certain states like that. So I would say that they definitely did eat meat. A lot of our ancestors did eat meat, if not, like you said, all of them, but there were certain ones that didn't, especially when they came here. Like if you're coming from a standpoint like I'm coming from, as far as understanding that life was seeded here on Earth, meaning that if you want to call them interdimensional beings or if you want to call them extraterrestrials, back and forth, whatever, the beings that came here to Taha, Earth, when they came to Earth, they were on a different frequency. They weren't thinking or even operating from a frequency of the atmospheric pressures of what Earth is like here. That's why you see Osiris, he's depicted as the green one in ancient Egypt. The reason why he's depicted green is because when he first came here, his skin was green, but over time, our skin from our ancestral lineage, our skin started to oxidize.
Had a cone head too.
Yeah.
Folks had
you know what I'm saying?
His shit was shaped like a cone. That's why when he got on a white headdress, you feel me? It's a cone. They be having the cone shaped headdresses on when he had that white gown on.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Well, on a micro level, Osiris is really, the sperm cell.
Okay, yeah.
Osiris
talk about it.
Sperm cell. If you pull up an image of Osiris right now, look just like a sperm cell dressed in that white. That sperm cell meet that egg cell. And when we go into, the field of reeds, as they speak about it in the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, this is the realms of Osiris, or heaven, or nirvana in the Far East. But when you go into the realms of Osiris, it's eternal bliss. And that eternal bliss feeling is the best feeling you ever had in your physical life. Slowed down by 1,000 times. And every moment you living in that moment, that blissful moment. Like say, like, how when you bust, right? Like right before you bust your nut, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the semen reach the tip of the head of the dick, that's the best feeling. It don't even feel good when you ejaculate and release. You don't even want a motherfucker to touch you. But like right before you bust, imagine that's the best feeling you ever felt. Mm-hmm. Now imagine that slowed down by 1,000 times and you living in that moment for all eternity. Exactly. That's what the realms of Osiris is. Right. So it's deep, That's on an esoteric, minute level. Because I look at the stories as as mythology. Egyptian mythology, Greek mythology.
I look at it, mythos. To me, mythos it has reason as truth. So we can look at it like however you look at it. Obviously, there's like you just explained, there's things to grab from that, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is like even from the states of what I'm talking about, like when the energy shift happens. So let me go back to real quick what I was talking about real quick, because I like what you said. the seeding of life even being the sperm cell, right? If you think about it, the male as a representation of what a sperm cell is. Even if you look at the phallus is kind of symbolic in representation of a sperm cell. If you look at the head of the penis.
Yep.
So if you think about it, what we do is we're activators, you know what I'm saying? Naturally. Now, in the book of Yanun, the one that he did about the lotus of life, it talks about how when the earth here was seeded, it was seeded by 12 deities or beings that came from Orion, which would have been the masculine or the hermaphrodite. And then you have the hermaphrodites, which came from the Sirius star system. You feel what I'm saying? So you have some from Orion, and then you have some from the Sirius star system, which the woman aspect or the feminine aspect came from. Now, when they came here and they see the life, what they did is because of the atmospheric pressures, because of how the atmosphere here is on Earth, it affected the ways that the deities were able to function outside of their realm. You feel what I'm saying? And because it affected the way that they're outside of their the way they function outside of their realm, they spliced the DNA of each other. And this is what created certain beings. Over time, of course, we evolved or devolved into what we are now. But the reality is that there was 12 from both star systems. You know what I'm saying? So the seeding of life, and even Osiris being that spark, you feel what I'm saying? In the
you see him, folks?
Absolutely.
This Osiris with the cone. Look, he has a cone-shaped head,
right?
And every depiction. And this is, you feel me? Hold on, let me get another one. Zaza, be quiet.
Yep. The spark.
Sperm cell. Matter of fact, let me pull up a picture of a sperm cell.
Now, it's interesting you say that, though, because that's a perspective. You know what I'm saying? That's and everything like you said, it's the macro to the micro. You know what I'm saying? Everything is has a Fibonacci sequence, meaning that there's always
Osiris.
Absolutely.
Cone head with the tail. So you feel me? They knew like life on a macro perspective to a micro perspective, Joe.
Right.
And it's a lot of esoteric hidden meaning, you feel me, within the text, even in the story of Christ. You know the Christos.
The rise,
not Krishna, but Christos, yeah, the self-healing oil.
Right, that travels up the spine to the yep. And
exactly. So these are esoteric, hidden meanings, that need to be decoded. And same thing with the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Oh, absolutely. And the decode, that's the thing about it too, is the decode. That's what gives you that. If that's what gives you that visual prowess, you know what I'm saying, to be able to see things like when you're looking at the hieroglyphs and when you're looking at these deities, you can see things on multiple dimensions because there is a multitude of truths. You feel what I'm saying, that can be perceived and should be seen. You know what I'm saying, about these beings. A lot of people be like, "Oh, these beings aren't real; they were just principles." Even if you were to look at it in that facet, you know what I'm saying. But you have to be able to see all perspectives to get the clear view, because just like when you make a puzzle, it's not just one little piece of the puzzle that's making everything, even though one little piece can distort the whole image. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to, so you have to see all perspectives, you know what I'm saying? So you can get a total view of what everything is.
All perspectives. Yeah. And that's my thing. Like a lot of motherfuckers that's on that ancient Egyptian wave, they don't even know what they dealing with. Everybody talking about the Enid. The Enid is the nine supreme deities, created by Ptah. It's deep. So
Ptah, the opener.
Yeah, Ptah created the Enid, and he personified himself as the creator god, the sun god Ra. You feel me? Amen Ra, or Aten. And and then he created, Shu, Tefnut, Nut, Geb, Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, Seth, and sometimes Haru. But that's like the last creation, you feel me? Like, motherfuckers don't even know what, the Ogdoad is.
The Ogdoads, yeah. No one knows about the Ogdoads before the,
that's the first creation.
Yep.
With Nunaneh, Heha, Kek, Amun, Amunet. You feel me? So this is like where Heka magic was created. And Ptah used Heka magic to create the second creation with the Enid, with the 9 deities. See, the Agduat, it consists of 8 deities. That's four gods and their consorts.
So the conversation is pretty good, I must say. I'm learning a little bit. Most of the knowledge, information that they're talking about, I knew. But it's rather interesting and good to see these two men get together and have a great discussion. Now, the gentleman on top, as well as Tron, a.k.a. Khnum, they both have jobs. So that's a plus.
And they wives or whatever. So you got Nu, Hek, Kek, Amun. These are the 4 gods, and they depicted with frog heads.
Yep, I seen that.
And then you got Nanet, Hahet, Keket, Amunet. Those are the 4 goddesses, you feel me? And they depicted with the snake heads. So you got all together, you got Nu, Nanet, He, Hahet, Kek, Kek, Amun, Amunet. But the Heka is in the middle of Nu, Hek, and Kek, Amun. So Nu is like silence. And by the time you get to Amun, that's like the sound raised in vibration. Because creation started from sound. Sound is the creator. So it's like Nun, Hek, Kek. That's the breath. Silence, breath, sound. You feel me? Or silence, breath, vibrations raised and manifesting into sound. So, you know, Heka magic, it got a lot to do with breath. And like a few months ago, I was real deep, like almost like close as hell to finishing, you know, because I was going to create this breathing technique called Heka breaths. You feel me? Because you can hit a Heka within a breath if you breathe correctly. That's the Heka. That's the Heka. You feel me? So it's deep though. But like the Agduat, there's so much gems and wisdom in the Agduat in the first creation. Like, you feel me? Like, before we even get to Osiris and them, you feel me? Like,
oh, absolutely. That's why in our chants, it's funny you said that, because in our chants, when we dealing with Nuwaubian Nation, that's what we you know what I'm saying, we give you know, reverence, you know what I'm saying, when we're doing our chants to Agdad, you know what I'm saying, in our traditional language. That's another thing, is that, you know, there's a lot of power in just utilizing the language. That's why I'm taking a language class right now. And one of the things that we practice in the language is we practice speaking from our diaphragm, because the English language has made us real lazy. You feel what I'm saying? And if you look at the way that we utilize, you know, words in America, we even, you know what I'm saying, through Ebonics, we'll even utilize and break up the English language, because naturally our ancestral ties have different tones than, you know, what you would call the Makasu of today.
Yeah, tonal language is important on my soul.
Yeah.
Like they vibrate differently, stimulating different, you know, thought cavities within the brain.
Neuropeptides.
So it's like you feel me? Like, motherfuckers be speaking from the back of their throat, like Arabics. Arabics speak with their throat. They speak from the back of their throat. And it's like, it's deep. That's actually like stimulating the brain, helping them vibrate higher, you know, or heavier.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the whole purpose, you know what I'm saying? Is like, that's some real power right there. That's why when you speak to them and when they speak back to you, you're like, some people may feel like, you know, a little standoffish if you don't have that God energy in you, because they're speaking tones that's supposed to resonate with you. You know what I'm saying? But
right. And then we gotta remember, you know, English, that shit like, all language is sorcery. You change a man's language, you can change his mind. So it's like our ancient indigenous ancestors, you feel me, you know, before colonization. When I speak about indigenous ancestors, I'm talking about the motherfuckers that was running around butt ass naked. You feel me? Right. They didn't even speak language. They spoke in sounds and clicks. They learned they learn everything man do, like indigenous people do, they learn from the animals. So like an indigenous person, they speaking in sounds and clicks. They ain't even speaking words. And they sounds are the vowels and they clicks are the consonants. So vowels, you got A, E, I, O, U. This is how a monkey speaks. oh, oh, ooh, ooh, eh, eh.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Oh, 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 eh.
And those are
So
the most powerful.
that's AEIOU. But then, you know, you add a click to that vowel, this change in the direction of the sound. This is actually how babies talk too. Babies speak a lot like monkeys. You
Sure.
feel me? First baby come out saying oh, oh, ooh, ooh. You know, that's AEIOU. The baby wants his, you know, realize he wants his bottle. You feel me? So he gonna add a ba. You feel me? He gonna add a B in front of that You feel me? And that's ba ba. So he just added a consonant to, you know, change the sound of direction. If he want his mama, he's saying mama. Or if he want his daddy, da da, he just adding consonants to change the sound of direction. This is exactly how like animals speak, G. They speak in sounds and clicks like indigenous people speak. So this is why, like, once we lost the way we used to communicate, it was over with. That's how they really got us, through the language.
Exactly. Yep.
And you get and you take away the language by starting with the new generation. So of course, you know, you mix breed or whatever. The newborns, you separate them from the mother, send the parents on a plantation, you know, on the other side of the continent, and you raise the kids up, you feel me, speaking in your language, giving them your God. And this is how, you feel me, like the generation fuck up
colonization.
Because
this is how they,
you know, they
colonize. This is how they. Oh, my bad. I just want to say this part. As you were saying, this is how they colonize. Like you were saying, is they separate the old and they get rid of the old, and then they take the young. That's how they do it. They kill off all the old ancestors, all the old, you know what I'm saying, grandmothers and grandfathers that had this information. Because the middle childs, as you would say, the ones that are having the children, they might not be all the way there. It's your grandmother and grandfather, them the ones that have the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Not that you don't have no wisdom, but it's like them, the older ones, them are the ones that they get, you know what I'm saying? Because they carry information from like beyond your existence. You feel what I'm saying? Meaning that, like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's a whole fact. So it's
man.
deep,
So that's,
language is one of the oldest forms of sorcery man created. Like, for real, you change a person's language, you change his mind. If I give you English and then I give you the Holy Bible, now you gotta, whatever God I say, I tell you it is. You feel, you gotta go with it. You can't even debate it because you speak in my language. You feel? So if a motherfucking slave master tell an African or a Native American Jesus Christ exists and this is their God, and they speak in English, ain't no way to debate that.
True. And that's why you have, and that's why it's like, what is it? They say, our minds are very impressionable. You feel what I'm saying? And knowing that your minds are very impressionable because you pick up from your environment, that can be a powerful thing, but it can also be very dangerous for those that want to take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why at all times you have to build up a psychic self-defense. That's what the master teacher was teaching. He was teaching us how to build up a psychic self-defense, utilizing. That's why people want to, you know, get on the master teacher about the language or whatever. Like, listen, all the language that the master teacher created, first and foremost, it's something that is actually can be traced back. You can trace back
through
the language.
Napata.
There you go, on the stones, and they even have stones written.
It is being like, from my understanding, the Nuwaubian language is being upgraded. Like, it's constantly being upgraded, though.
True,
and
it is,
and that's okay. You feel me? It's always room for improvement.
Absolutely. And we have to with our times. Of course we're going. So I think that's where people getting it twisted. You want us to speak exactly like, that's not how it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? We have to upgrade with the times. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even eating the same fruit. You think you eating avocado, nigga, back in the day. Now, avocado had way more nutrients and vitamins and minerals than the avocado you eating today. So technically you are eating, you know, and doing things differently than our ancestors did. But what we need to understand is to be vibrating at the same frequency and the thought capacity as our ancestors, we have to do as they did to a best of our ability in today's time. That's how you really gonna be. You have to mimic. That's why, like, the creatures that have the best survival rate in nature are the ones that are able to mimic those that are around them. If you can mimic the tribe, like say if you're a lion that was put in captivity, and then they take that lion out of captivity and they put it into the wild, a lot of lions have a hard time going back into the wild because they're not really able to mimic their environment because of the way they've been trained. But the lions that do survive when they are brought out of captivity back into their natural environment are normally the young ones, because the young ones' minds are so impressionable that it's easier for them to mimic their reality of how they should be versus how they were taught how to be living at captivity. You know what I mean?
Right, that's a fact. Hey, but look though, Zamal, it's 11, man. I gotta end this live, man. I appreciate the build. It's been a good one, Joe. I'm gonna tap back in at like 2 o'clock in like a few hours, though, bro.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, Zamal. Hey, pleasure building with you, man. Shook.
You already know I shook, bro.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well as my commentary. Make sure to drop me a comment, hit that like button. Replay gang. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, y'all in the bushes. I see y'all through my analytics. Y'all are always welcome to subscribe to the channel as well. To all of my new subscribers, welcome. And to all of my OG, my ride or dies, my day one subscribers, y'all already know what it is. Big up yourself. With day man, we're in the building. You understand me?